So I was in the shower, I was cleaning my ass and making my own shirt all sparkly, spanking clean.
I'm not the funny one, I'm the pretty one.
Cock shots. I just checked myself out.
Candles, music, wine, and then lube up and get on top.
The glory hole's like a dick theater. I've imagined your kind of
Which means your pants had better come off. Mama needs playtime. I do.
We're not sluts.
We just love love. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Angela.
And this is Bradford.
Yeah, welcome back to another week of By the By, as Bradford sits there and chews on his chocolate bar.
Yeah, I mean...
And that's not a euphemism.
It's not. I mean dark chocolate.
Yeah.
I'm not drinking alcohol tonight.
It's actually some really great chocolate that we got from a place when we were out in Western Australia.
Yeah, with the Bedhoppers and Naughty and Rocket.
Yeah, when we were out there recently on holiday. I forget the name of the place, but it was right next to House of Cards Winery or something like that. Yeah.
And I'm actually looking at the packaging now. Well, it's Margaret River Region is all it says on it.
Yeah. It was
not useful.
No, but it was really great chocolate, so yay.
Yeah.
If you're ever out there, go get some.
Gabriel Chocolate.
There we go, that's it.
Gabriel Chocolate is the first bean-to-bar chocolate maker in Western Australia.
Wow.
And let me tell you, it's fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Okay, but enough about my chocolate.
Are you going to make it? Goodness.
Sorry, I'm choking to death on chocolate. What a way to go.
Well, it's not exactly how I thought you'd go.
Choking to death on something.
Yeah. So, we've got a few things coming up this upcoming weekend, and I cannot believe it's here already.
I can't believe it's the end of June.
I know. Yes, but this upcoming weekend, we're going to be on Saturday the 29th. We're going to be in Adelaide.
Adelaide!
And we're going to go check out the Rabbit Hole.
Yes.
I want to see what it's like as a venue.
Yes.
This is going to be...
And spoiler alert, it's an amazing venue.
That's what I've heard from you.
Sorry, spoiler alert. Just telling you.
But I would like to see for myself.
Yeah. You're going to see for yourself how amazing of a venue it is. Yeah.
Yeah, they're having a rainbow party. So this is a way for them to try and open up their venue and their kind of swinger community to the greater LGBTQI plus community there in Adelaide. So I'm really excited to see who all comes out. Hopefully there'll be some people from the LGBTQ plus community and
The whole alphabet soup.
Yeah, the whole alphabet soup. Hopefully some from the swinger community, poly community.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting to meet some of the folks from Adelaide. We have a few friends down there already, so hopefully we'll have a chance to see them.
Yes.
And
I'm very excited.
Yeah, I think it'll be a really good night.
I'm actually really looking forward to this on so many different reasons because for me, it's going to feel like a pendulum party, but
yeah.
I don't have to feel like I'm responsible for people's happiness. That's somebody else's problem. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to going and chillaxing. And if you're in Adelaide or the greater South Australia region, come on down.
Yeah, come check it out. Come have some fun with us.
Tell them Bradford and Angela sent you.
Why do you sound like Shrek when you do that?
That'll do, donkey. That's my voice now.
And you don't even have a cold.
Goodness. I don't, no.
No. So that's this upcoming weekend. Amazing. And then in a few more weeks after that, July 19th, we're going to have our own pendulum party.
Woohoo!
Again. It's exciting. I feel like we just had one in May, but again, time is going so fast.
We did just have one in May.
I know, but it feels like it was yesterday.
But remember what we said. Lawrence has decided to make pendulum parties bi-monthly.
Which is so exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
So,
and I love the pun.
It's just great. Yeah. Every 6 to 10 weeks, we're going to shoot to have a pendulum party.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's pretty fucking brilliant.
I know. So I'm really, really looking forward to that.
So I'm going to stop us right here. Mm-hmm. We can continue recording for people at home because they might get a kick out of this. But I don't know if people know this. We sit across the table from one another. And to your left on the table Honestly, when I saw it, I thought it was a fucking spider, and I almost shat myself, flipped the table, and said, "Screw this podcast thing. I'm going to bed."
It's not.
It's a leaf from your tea, isn't it?
It's a tea leaf that kept hitting me in the mouth when I was trying to take a drink, so I pulled it out of my cup.
And then just sat it all on this, like, scared the fucking shit out. I'm staring at it.
I had it sitting on my coaster at first, and then it stuck to the cup, and so I just moved it off.
The struggle is real.
It's hard. Yeah.
Okay. So we can go back to regular schedule.
It is not a spider. It is a tea leaf.
It's not a spider. It's a tea leaf, which is not nearly as terrifying. No. Back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay.
Right.
So after Pendulum, when's the next Club V? That's coming up soon, yeah?
Next Club V is, I need to double check the calendar. I believe it is August 16th, Friday, August 16th. So it's going to be a little while till we have one. But that is the next time that it's on the calendar. So that'll be a lot of fun for me. And you can have a boys' night or a video game night.
I fucking love Club V. I come home. I watch TV. I watch porn. I sit naked on our big leather couch with a bottle of lube in one hand and the Oculus Go on my head in the other, or on my head. Well, something else is in my other hand. And then I go to bed. It's great. Like, oh my God, it's such a great experience. I love Club V.
Yeah.
And then I get to hear all your really inappropriate, wonderfully naughty stories the next morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. After you come,
win-win.
stumbling into the bed and
Yeah.
flopping in, and
You barely wake up.
and I barely wake up because I sleep like the dead.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that. It'll be great.
Yeah, so we'll have Pendulum in July and then Club V in August. So
Awesome.
there's a lot of fun, sexy things happening
I will
there.
mark that on my calendar.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah. And then August, September, October, November.
Yes.
I mean, that's basic, and it's the beginning of November. So September, October, 2 more months, and then we'll be at
Swing Set
in
Cancun.
Mexico.
Yes, we'll be at Desire for the Life on the Swing Set takeover.
Yes.
There in Cancun.
Yeah.
I think I said that a bit backwards,
You
but
did,
that's okay.
but that's all right. You've got vacation brain.
I know. I'm like so excited.
Yeah. So yeah, pretty stoked for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
It will.
We're running a few classes there, or courses, or whatever you want to get together.
Workshops.
Or workshops. There's the word.
Yes.
We're running a few workshops there. So that'll be fun.
And I know that the gentleman was just working on some of his costumes this weekend.
Yes.
He sent us a picture of a couple of pieces he was really excited about.
Yes.
And I'm really excited to see him in them because he did not model them for us. Shame, shame.
Jerk. It's all right. We still love him.
Yes.
Yeah. So pretty stoked for that. That's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Cool.
It is.
All right. That's basically all we got coming up, right? Yeah. Yeah.
That's all the big events on the calendar at the moment.
Cool.
So we always fill in, but yeah.
They always do. They always do. So what do you want to talk about tonight?
So I want to talk about seizing the moment. Because this is something
You seizing the moment to talk about Carpe Diem?
That's it.
Oh, Captain, my Captain. Sorry, I'm better.
So I think it was just in the past week or two, one of the Life on the Swing Set Takes Desire promotions that kind of came out mentioned something about that. Or I think maybe you mentioned it in the post.
Yes.
Because it is one of those things that last year I felt like we were a lot more conservative, which is weird to say when you're at like a swinger takeover at a clothing optional resort. But I felt like we were a lot more conservative in going into the week and let's take some time, suss this out, see how it is, feel it out, meet people, all of that, and it's establishing relationships. And the first time we've been there, of course, we don't know most of the people there.
Right.
And so even though there's been a group chat going on for months ahead of time, and we were, I would say, probably a bit more involved last year in the group chat than we have been this year. And it's just, but yeah, we just kind of took some time to feel things out, meet people, make those connections, establish relationships. And by the time we kind of were in that mindset of now I'm ready to really play with people, it was getting towards the end of the week. And not that we weren't necessarily in that mindset before, it was just, just getting there took us a bit longer, I feel like. And I feel like we held ourselves back because also there's all these people, so many activities going on, and so many groups of people, and, you know, couple pairings and things. And so I personally don't want to feel that I'm holding someone else back from doing something that they're interested in. But at the same time, if we don't express our interest, they don't have the option to say yes or no.
It's funny that you say that, because it is very much last year I was a bit kind of like, woo, way in over my head kind of thing.
Overwhelmed.
In a good way. Yeah. Overwhelmed. That's a better way to put it. But it was one of those things in that exact same thing that you just said, where you have a situation where you're interested in somebody, but you don't want to take them away from another opportunity they may have. So you don't go down that road to spend time with them because you assume that they may have something better. And for me, it was tough because when we first got there, you know, I was in vacation mode without any issues. But occasionally I have performance anxiety, or I have, you know, like the machinery just doesn't work. And so you really don't want to do that then. You're like, well, I don't want to get them to spend time with us if they could be off somewhere else getting laid. Right. And I know that goes back to my own problems with defining sex. And
it's not just penetrative sex.
Yeah, exactly. It's not just penis and vagina sex. That's not what sex is. But it's funny. And this year, fuck that. I definitely want to attack and be more on the offense rather than on a more defensive kind of position. And where you got this from, I think, was when Cooper sent out the most recent his final logo for the Swing Set Takes Desire 2019. The theme, or the not the mantra, the motto, maybe, I don't know what you want to call this. The message behind it is Tempus, and I do not speak Latin, so I suck. But Tempus Aripere, it's ARRIPERE. Anyway, it means seize the moment.
Okay.
So not just seize the day, but seize the moment.
Yeah, and like I said, there were many times that we may not have put ourselves out there with others because we could see that they were talking to other people, involved with other people, and again, we just assume that they're going to go play with them, and we didn't really even give them the chance to say yes or no to us. And I know with us, we would very often invite other people in. You know, if we were going to play with somebody and somebody else was interested, that is kind of the whole group, hey, does anybody mind?
Yeah.
I mean, just like if you're at the club and you're playing with people and somebody else comes up, you just kind of look around, does anybody mind? Is it okay? And if everybody's all right, then they can come in. But I feel like while we did play with people last year, I don't feel like we did as much as we really wanted to. And especially once we made those connections with people and found that we really liked, you know, this couple, that couple, this group, whatever, I don't think we've really put ourselves out there as much. And this year we've already said, the hell with it, we're going for it. And we've already warned a few couples that, like, day 1 or 2, you're probably going to get pounced on.
Exactly. It is funny that you say that, because we have told people, look, we're going to go ahead and start preloading the schedule. That way, I almost said that way we can get you guys out of the way. No, but that way we can seize those moments and not
there might be another moment later. You know?
Fuck yeah. But not come Thursday and be like, oh, I wish I had.
Yeah. And it is hard because there are so many different activities going on, both with the resort and the workshops that go on during the daytime. And then the nighttime, you know, there's the karaoke a couple of times. You've got the dungeon night. So there is a lot going on.
Yeah.
And the fact that you do stay up late at night, so you sleep later in the morning, but not to discount morning sex. So that can definitely be scheduled in.
Yeah. Well, and it's very funny because the whole trip, which it's great, but the whole trip ends up being you're grasping at a diminishing thread.
Yeah.
because you know that you've got a finite amount of time, and it's sometimes really hard and overwhelming to do that, to jump out and try to grab onto that thread. It's easier just to let it diminish and watch it go away.
Yeah.
And I find that at least this past year, the longer we were there, the less likely I was to really, I'm not going to say try, but to really pounce on that moment, to seize that moment.
Why do you think that is?
Because I'm fucked up. Next question. Honestly, I just think it's the way my brain is a bit broken.
Yeah.
And it's that, you know, you're not disappointing anyone if you don't give them the opportunity to be disappointed.
Fair enough. Yeah.
So yeah, that's where it all comes down to. But you know, it's funny because I do that in normal situations with friends as well. It's, again, you're not disappointing anybody if you don't give a situation an option to be disappointed.
Right.
So yeah.
Interesting.
You don't lose if you don't play the game, which I realize you also don't win.
Yeah.
Jinx. And I realize that. But it's just, that's the way my brain works.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
So we had another opportunity this past weekend. So, spoiler alert, we were going to go to our Secret Spots Glow Party on Saturday.
Yeah.
We had planned on that. I know we had told a couple people that we were probably going to do that on Saturday because we love the Glow Party.
Glow Party's fun.
It's been a few months since we've been, and so it was on this Saturday. So we were just like, yes, we're going to do this. We're going to go to Glow Party. And then midday on Saturday, there's a couple that we met them at the club. Yes,
yeah.
At Pendulum, at our Secret Spot a few pendulums ago. And we had met up with them afterwards for drinks, but not for playtime.
Yep.
It was just a platonic date. And, of course, lots of flirting and that type of thing. And so then it was a matter of, we need to schedule a play date. It's been 5-6 months. It's been a while. Maybe 4 months. But it's been a while. I guess it was since Mardi Gras. And we haven't been able to get schedules together because of our travel, their travel, just people's schedules, life, it happens. And we'd had a date planned with them a couple weeks ago that had to get canceled. Something came up. And so yeah, they texted us on Saturday midday and said, hey, we're free tonight. What are you guys doing? And we really wanted to catch up with them because there's been all this tension building for months, and we hadn't been able to actually get there and make a date and to do this.
I think we met them in February. It was early. This year.
And so then they texted us, and it was just, and they said that, and we responded with, well, we were going to go to Glow Party at OSS, but more than happy to spend the night with you guys if you want to. And so we ended up, it was just one of those times it was like, we could have stuck with the original plan and gone on to our Secret Spot and, gone to the Glow Party. We would have had a great time. Yeah. But I am so glad that we said, nope, let's change plans. Let's take this because we don't know when we're going to have a chance to see them next. And it's taken this long to get things scheduled for one date. And so it was very much of okay, let's change plans. Let's make this happen. What do we have to do? And so, yeah, we coordinated everything between them and us, and they came over, and it was a sexy, sexy night.
Oh my God, it was so much fun.
Yes.
It was so much fun. And it's one of those, like, it is very much, it's difficult to sometimes take those risks and seize that moment. Mm-hmm. But when it works, it really works. Yeah. And honestly, I think when it fails, it doesn't fail terribly.
Right.
It's a failure that you learn from. Mm-hmm. But yeah, Saturday was...
It was so much fun. So they came over and we just did charcuterie, meats, cheeses, wines kind of stuff, sitting around, chatting for hours. We had so much fun sitting around, talking to them, joking, and just... anything and everything. It was so much fun. And I'd gotten up to go to the restroom around 11 p.m. and I realized what time it was. And because we were having so much fun talking to them. So I came back out into the living room and I was like, hey guys, are you interested in going to the bedroom? And before I could say anything else and finish my statement, because the rest of the question was go to the bedroom and play or stay here and continue chatting. But before I could even finish that, he was like, yes, yes, yes. And so we all got up and went down to the bedroom.
Yeah. And it was, it's funny because I have such a crush on both of these
Oh, yes,
two.
definitely.
Like, he's totally my type. He's got that kind of devil may care attitude. And I love a little scruff. And, like, it's just...
Well built.
Well built. Yeah, totally my type. And then she's that Disney princess look,
Yes.
which is... I always call it like you've got that Disney princess look. Big eyes, long or dark hair, quick to smile, cartoon birds fly around whenever you walk and whatever you talk. Yeah, and it's just like it's great.
Yeah. And they're so much fun to talk to. Like I said, we were just out here for hours chatting all night long, and we could have been. And that was one of those, like, I either need to say something and we need to move this along, or it's not going to happen, because then we're all going to get so tired that it just won't happen.
Yeah. And it's funny because you're even saying you're seizing the moment within an instant in which you seized the moment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think the thing you think about there is that you are putting yourself out there. You're putting yourself at risk of being shot down. But honestly, it was a situation in which you were getting chocolate cake or vanilla cake. You're still getting cake.
Right.
It's like if we stayed out here and chatted because they didn't feel like going to the bedroom, that would have been just as fine.
Right.
It would have been a little more clothed, but it would still been great. But yeah.
Yeah, and it was interesting because when you look at the situation, they messaged us midday, and it was very much of okay, we're going to change our plans, we're going to do this and meet up with them. And then, like you said, even within that, there were so many steps along the way that it was, you can look at it and you can say, if I don't do this, then what's the cost? Like, even if we hadn't changed our plans and hadn't met up with them, what's the cost? We still go to the club. I'm sure we would have had a good night. But at the same time, it would then be another few weeks, another month, who knows how long, until we can meet up with them again.
Yeah.
And so and then at that point, once you drag it on for so long, and we've talked about this before, especially in the early days on the podcast, how long can you drag that on before you meet up with people before everyone loses interest?
Yeah.
Whether it's us losing interest or them losing interest.
And that's happened. That still happens to us.
Yeah.
I mean, we still have people that we chat with, and it's just like you cannot connect. Mm-hmm. And at some point, unfortunately, the interest starts to fade because other opportunities come up.
Yeah.
And it gets put in the too hard basket.
Yeah, and that does happen. But at the same time, if there is a chance, and it's not always possible to rearrange schedules to make this happen, but sometimes, like, this was easy. And so it was like, we can make this work. Let's do this. Because I'm so glad that we did. It was totally worth it.
Yeah.
And I think as well, once you kind of, I'm going to say, break that barrier, it's still hard to schedule again, because you've got 4 people's schedules to work around, but it's at least then becomes more important, because at least now we know what's at stake. Whereas before, it's a bit of unknown. It's like, we know we're going to like you, we know we're going to have a good time, but now we know how good of a time we're going to have. And so it does kind of, I think, up the ante a bit in trying to make that possible. But I am so glad that we did.
Yeah.
Because it was so much fun. We had such a good time with them. Really, really lovely.
Yeah. And it's very much one of those things, like the advice I would give on moment seizing is don't wait. Just jump out there, put yourself out there. And it's funny because I think of something that we talk about in sales, which is if you're going to fail fast.
Yeah.
Fail early, fail fast. So that way you don't put in a lot of time and effort into something that ultimately is going to be fruitless. So jump out there. If you're not if you see something you want, throw yourself at it. Give it a go. And I think that's something that works.
And if it works, then great. And if it doesn't, well, you know quickly.
Yeah.
So you can then move on and they can move on.
Exactly.
Yeah. That was so much fun, though. And then the gentleman came over today. We had some sexy times with him. We did not record it for all you people out there. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. I will say one of the things that we did, and it's something that actually, before I go into that, let's take a quick break.
Sure.
And then we'll come back in because we'll change the subject just a wee bit.
Okay.
Join us on The Wet Coast, a podcast about sexuality and ethical non-monogamy of every variety. We talk polyamory and swinging, monogamish and open relationships, from dirty, dirty sex to heartbreak and everything in between. We share our personal experiences and philosophy, observations and theories, what works for us, and where we fucked it right up. This isn't your average couple's Explanabrag podcast, though we definitely do a little of that. We share our adventures in open with a unique, funny, feminist, and Canadian approach. Come get wet with us on The Wet Coast.
So, this morning at one point, got out of bed. I was out of bed early, first thing. First, I guess, between the two of us.
Which is a rarity.
It is a rarity. It's becoming more and more common, which I don't like. You get out of bed early on the weekdays. I get out of bed early on the weekends. Fuck me. So came out to the living room. Was watching a little bit of TV. You came out, and it's just like out of the blue, we started talking about like you were getting ready to pour some wine because who wants a Sunday without mimosas? Mm-hmm. So we got talking, and then I think one of us joked, and probably me, about putting up porn because we got a new TV, 58-inch TV. Like, let's put up. We haven't watched porn on this yet.
Right, we've had it for 2 days and we haven't watched porn on it.
Yeah, exactly. So you were like, well, we'll put some on there, and so I did, and it's funny. Like, actually, I guess at first I put you down on the couch because we had to wait 10 minutes because no bubbly was cold. It's a travesty. So no bubbly was cold. What can we do for 10 minutes?
So barbaric. We didn't have cold bubbly in the fridge.
I know. I'm sorry. We're ashamed. Seize the moment, people. So I stripped you of your pants and put you on the couch and proceeded to go down on you for, 10 minutes. And then got up, poured some wine, and then we're like, oh, let's watch some porn. Mm-hmm. Watch some porn. And then one of my favorite things, we got to where you're basically sitting on my lap and just kind of grinding against me, which in that position...
So we're both facing the TV.
We're both facing the TV. And in that position, I think I could probably last forever. Because it's real, it feels really good. It's like this really deep, penetrative sex, but there's not a lot of back and forth. So it's all a grinding kind of sex.
Right.
Which was fun. And then...
I like that position too because, especially in this situation, we're both facing the TV, so we can both see the porn. And much like you, I can go for a long time in that position. Because there's so many different little movements and feels, and it's just every bit's like this new little surprise. And it's not the same movement again and again and again, but it is just fun little wiggles and things. Yeah.
Which you don't sit still. It's really funny.
No.
But it is one of those things. Oh, and by the way, I was not looking at the TV. I was only looking at your ass because this is like, wow, look at this ass. But it is one of those positions that I can pretty much go forever. And then what I love and cracks me up is you're like, okay, get behind me, fuck me from behind. And I'm like, all right, cool. And typically when we would do that, we would turn around and I'd just be standing. But you moved up on the couch so that I was behind you and we were still both watching TV.
On the chase, yeah.
Yeah, on the chase part of the couch.
Yeah.
We're both watching TV. And it's one of those things that afterwards I start thinking retrospectively about it. And again, it's one of those seizing the moments things. We had a little bit of free time. Mm-hmm. There was stuff we probably should have been doing, but why not push that aside and do fun stuff instead, sexy stuff. But it's one of those things that I was thinking about it, and it's just like how grateful I am that we have this kind of relationship where we can be silly and be sexy and be spontaneous with the sex. And it is one of those things that it's just like, I'm very thankful that we have that kind of relationship, and then that we can talk about it, and then that we can take pictures while we're doing it and send it to the gentleman and taunt him. And, you know, it's just like, it's little things like that.
And then he was here an hour later.
Yeah, he actually was. You know, but it's a great feeling. And I know that not everybody out there has that. And it makes me sad, because, you know, I think you and I have lived those lives as well. And that's not saying that you, with your current partner, you can't have that, but it takes effort and it takes work, and it again takes seizing that moment from both people.
Right.
Because it would have been easy for us to go, you know, I'm going to play video games, you're going to like do whatever you do, read, laundry, you know, I might, you know, it's like I might have something to do, you might have something to do, but instead, let's take the time and focus on each other.
It is so easy to get into those ruts, and particularly weekends, because there's a lot of running around that we do. So when we are home, it is a lot of, I'm going to say, house business stuff. Like you said, it's doing the laundry, it's doing the picking up, it's, you know, whatever needs to be done. And there's always a list. There always is.
Yeah.
That list will never go away. And taking 15 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, whatever out of your day.
4 hours.
To connect with your partner, to have those moments of touch, to even, I like to come up behind you on the couch and just kind of put my arms around you and you know, get scratch your little scruff and stuff like that. But those little moments can really make a big difference. And so whatever it is for you and your partner, I would definitely suggest and advise and encourage you to do that. And again, it can, you know, just be little motions and movements and actions and touches, depending on what you and your, you know, how you and your partner express it. Or it could be something bigger. But this morning, like you said, you were watching TV and we jokingly said something about turning on porn. Didn't have to. You know, we could have easily been like, oh no, I'm going to do this or I'm going to do that. But it really does make such a difference to take the time to do that, to enjoy that with your partner. And I know for me, it really helps to enhance the closeness and the relationship that we have. And we are very lucky that we can do that. We don't have kids running around to interrupt these things. Yeah. I'm pretty sure if we did, though, we would just let them go do their thing and we'd go to the bedroom. But, you know, still, it does make it easier because we do have that freedom.
That's why we don't have kids, people. Free-range children.
Yes.
So
maybe in that case, you might have to schedule it in a little more.
Yeah.
But I do think it's important to take the time and to find times to connect with your partner, no matter how busy life gets, because it can... You know, I know for us, we have periods of time, even for weeks at a time, where work is crazy, other things are crazy in life, and it is just kind of go, 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 and we don't necessarily take the time for sex and for connection as much as we should. Yeah. So when we can get back to it, it's like a breath of fresh air, and it's really lovely to have that.
It is. It's to build on what you just said. You know, I commented on it today. Like, all relationships are cyclical. They all follow some sort of cycle of ups and downs. Like, so many things in life in general are a sine curve. Mm-hmm. And it's this wonderful, but sometimes chaotic up and down. And it's, you know, I know that you and I are now coming off of a down where it did feel like you were sick, then I was sick. And, you know,
actually, you were sick first. You gave it to me.
Because I love you and I give you things.
You like to share.
I like to share. I'm a gifter. Okay. I was sick, then you were sick. And, you know, with work being crazy, there were many nights that I would go to bed first. And I'm one of those people that the second I lay down, if we don't initiate sex within 3 minutes, I'm unconscious. Like, I know there are people out there going, fuck you, I hate you so badly. Because so many people have trouble falling asleep. I do not have trouble falling asleep.
That's your X-Man power.
That is my X-Man power. Like, I fall asleep. Yeah. Oral sex and sleep. Those are my two, like,
Oh, what great powers
I
to
think
have.
those are great. And if I can combine them,
Oral sex while you sleep?
yeah, that'd be. You would never sleep. You would just sit on my face all night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you would never wake up because you'd be sleeping the whole time.
Yeah, or I would suffocate. Either way.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things that I would go to bed, and then I know you would come to bed, and it's just like, and I'm sure that you try to wake me up. I'm sure you do at times. And I'm also sure there's times that you're like, I'm just going to go to sleep. But I think it's important that as podcasters, as people who are out, and as people who share this part of our lives, we make sure that people know that it's not all roses and daisies all the time. Yeah. We have our problems as well. And coming out of one of those down cycles and now back into the up, we're both realistic about this. We know that a down is a finite amount of time, and an up will be a finite amount of time. So you enjoy it when you have it, and as it goes down, you have other people that support you, and you know that at some point you're going to come back up.
And I think that's a good thing to recognize and to realize. And that definitely helps me when we're in one of those down cycles, knowing that it is finite, that it will pass, that that's not going to last forever. And it can be a matter of days, it may be a few weeks, whatever it is. I know that we're going to come out of that. It's not going to be that the whole time. And sure enough, we'll come to an uptime, and we'll kind of get back in sync a bit. We'll have time for each other a bit more. We'll make time for each other a bit more. It's probably a little more appropriate.
Yes.
But like you said, it is good to have a network of people around when we are in one of the down cycles. And that's both physically people here and around that we can spend time with. It's also online chats that we have with people that live elsewhere. And, the Swing Set group is great for that. The group chat that they have. It's all these connections that we've made throughout the swinger community, throughout the kink community, throughout our community and our world that we've built around us. And whatever the means of communication is with those people, it's having those other connections to kind of carry us through and sustain us through some of the downtimes. And like you said, to fill in the gaps when your partner can't give you everything.
Right.
As much as you try, like, you're not going to be able to be everything for me. And so I have other people that can help fill in. And if you're busy and tired and have other things going on, and I have time available and I want to spend time with somebody, it's completely okay for us to do that, whether it's on a vanilla scale or not. But I think we are lucky to have people in our lives, around that can fill in.
And it's funny because, people ask us, how do you deal with jealousy? Yeah. And I know this feels like this is becoming a rambling podcast, and I apologize for that, but these things are popping into my mind. And I'm tired. It's been a long, sexy fucking weekend. My tongue is sore. Let's just put it that way. My tongue is sore.
You've had a lot of oral action.
I have it got to work out. Like,
yeah.
It was in the splat zone. So, people ask us how we deal with jealousy, and like what you just described, those moments where you find something, like I go to somebody else or you go to somebody else to support you because that's what you need. And currently I can't give that to you because I'm either busy or my headspace is, we can't be a crutch for each other. Right. I mean, we should be, and we are, but not constantly. You need other people's help. I can carry you for a while. You can carry me for a while, but sometimes we both need carrying. Yeah. And, so you have to have these other people. And like you said, whether you have it with online communities or real life communities or one-on-one dates or whatnot, that allows you that growth to deal with it. And people ask, how do you deal with jealousy? And I look at it and like, holy shit, I am so thankful for these groups. I'm grateful for the online friends that we have, for the Instagram and Facebook and Twitter communities that we've got, for the one-on-one dates that we do, because that takes the pressure off of me from thinking that I have to be all this for you. And so, to talk about dealing with jealousy, I don't have it in that situation with us.
Right.
Because I'm so grateful for the help. Because sometimes I need help.
We all need help sometimes. Yeah. So to take a step back in time a bit further in our rambling discussions,
Yes.
we were talking about watching porn together.
Oh, yeah.
So that's actually something that I feel a little ashamed to admit we haven't done in probably
Ages.
more than a month.
Yeah,
It's been a while.
It's been ages.
And it's something that we very much enjoy doing together.
Yes.
Again, we just got busy with life and didn't take the time to do it. And I have to admit that you just picked porn. So you just kind of went and got whatever. We didn't really discuss what we're going to watch.
Yeah.
But I have to admit that I really like what you picked because we're watching it and it was by porn. And so a lot of times, I think
MMF.
most of the scenes it was, two guys and a girl. And we got some interesting ideas for positions to try. And we've already warned the gentlemen that at our next meetup, whenever we all get together next, we're going to try some of these positions.
Yeah.
And it was fun to watch that and get some new ideas.
It is funny how you forget sometimes that you can actually learn things. There are things you can learn from porn.
Yeah.
Like positions.
Yeah, because we were watching it and it was like, ooh, that looks like it'd be
That
interesting
looks
to try.
interesting. Yes, we
Yeah.
should try that.
And that one looks fun. We need to try that. And how do you, well, you'd have to do this and then try and work out the logistics of it. But I think that was fun.
You're
Yeah.
funny.
And unfortunately, we didn't watch porn long enough to go down the rabbit hole of different kinds of porn because I feel like there's so many that
Oh my God.
I
there's so
like
much
to
porn.
watch with you that,
Yeah.
we need more porn time.
We do. Yeah, we do.
But it was nice to pull that back out again because I've kind of missed watching porn with you.
Well, it's funny because we talked at one point when it was still summer outside and not this
Yeah.
fucking freezing shit. We
Freezing
talked.
cold rain if you hear the rain. in the
Yeah, I don't know if you can
background.
hear the rain,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Ugh.
it's torrential downpour here in Sydney. But we talked about like one night a week designating as this is going to be our porn night. And I don't think we even started that once.
No, we didn't.
It's like, wow, that's a great idea. We both were like, that's a brilliant idea. We're definitely going to do this. Never.
The only way that we could possibly do it is to put it on the calendar for like the rest of the year.
Oh my
This
God.
one night.
This is going to be like each like,
Yeah.
oh my God. So, yeah.
But whether it's maybe a week is
What if
maybe
we-
weekly is too frequent, and we need to try every other week or monthly.
What if we did gym nights?
Gym nights or porn nights?
Yeah. Gym nights or
So
porn
then
nights.
we're that's interesting because
It'll be a lot more relaxed sex.
I would tend to say that would work, except for if there are these positions that we want to try and we're really sore from the gym.
Yeah.
It might be difficult to try them.
Basically, we're just spoon fucking on the couch, watching other people actually have real wild sex.
You know what? I'm okay with that.
Yeah, me too.
Maybe we should do that. Gym nights. After the gym, you take your bath, you have your glass of wine, we have our dinner,
Yes.
and then we watch porn.
That sounds great.
I think this sounds like a good idea. This is making the gym better and better.
I know, right? You know, tomorrow night's our next gym night.
So bath, wine, and porn.
That sounds great. Oh my God.
We need a swinger gym.
Isn't that like the circus ones?
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, that sounds like a plan.
Okay. We're gonna do this at least for a little bit. See how it goes.
So back to the moral of the
Right,
story.
right, yeah,
The
sorry.
moral of the story is seize your moments.
Mm-hmm.
Any moment that you can.
And it doesn't have to be big, exciting things. It doesn't have to be like big trips, big, go here, go there. It can be little things. It can be
Like you're walking past the gelato place, and by God, you want some fucking gelato. Treat
Yeah.
yourself to some fucking gelato.
Yeah, absolutely. It can be that. It can be
I must want gelato.
apparently.
That just popped in my head.
So it can be, those little touches with your partner. It can be thanking your partner and sexting your partner, telling them what you want to do when you get home or what you'd like to do with them. And You know, it can be little things. It can be going out on dates. But as opportunities present themselves, don't automatically say no. If your first reaction is no, maybe take a step back and say, why am I saying this?
Yeah.
And evaluate whether it's a gut reaction, it's instinct, it's, well, that's not the plan. And if you're a planner, that can be really difficult to deal with. But, you know, just see what the reason is why you're saying no. And if it's a valid reason, or if there is wiggle room, and if there's wiggle room, maybe think about saying yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry, I got you off your
the
tangent.
world of happiness. I'm like being a yes man. I have, oh God, there's so many things I've said yes to in our relationship that I would have never said yes to in previous lives. And now I'm like, I'm so glad.
Yeah.
Like I've had some bad experiences, mostly terrifying due to heights. But vastly amazing experiences because you've said, hey, do you wanna? And even though my gut reaction is nope, I'll say, yeah, let's give it a go. And some of the experiences have been just amazing.
Yeah.
So yes.
Yeah. Seize the moment. Take advantage of whatever comes your way.
Yeah, a whole heap of amazing things happen by saying yes. Take advantage of things that come your way. You know, don't stress about them. That's something that I still do, and I know this is going to be one of those easier said than done, do as I say, not as I do kind of things. But, you know, when you do seize these moments, don't freak out because you've taken the moment and then you'll feel like you're going to waste it.
Right. Or you feel like you're missing out on something else that you should be
Yes.
doing or could be doing as well.
Yeah. And it's not a waste.
It's not.
You know, you've got a finite number of moments. The only wasting of them is not using them.
Yes. Take advantage of as many as you can.
Yeah.
And make time for your partner.
Fucking A.
Yeah. Watch porn together.
Watch porn together. Fuck on the couch. I think that, you know, people ask me, it's like, what's something that we should do, you know, as a couple? And I'm a firm believer that not having sex in your bedroom is one of those things. Pick a room in the house. Most people, I think, would pick a bathroom because shower sex. But I have sex on the couch.
Yeah.
Fucking on the couch is amazing. Because then you'll always know that, like, at least with our couch, it's leather, so it wipes clean. But if you had like an upholstered couch, you're like, you know, that little stain that you're sitting in? That's me. You're like, that's awesome. Like when your in-laws come over and like your in-laws drop a little piece of food on the couch and they pick it up and eat it. You're like, hey, yeah, that's me. Just saying. What?
You're sick.
That's what goes through my head. And I'm all excited when people sit on my couch because I know that the number of people who have been naked on that couch.
There's been a few. Yeah. Yeah.
There's been more than a handful. Yes. And it's kind of amazing.
Yeah, it is.
I'm going to cry when we retire that couch. First, I'm going to blacklight
I feel
it.
like we need to donate it to, I don't know.
Lawrence,
Yeah,
take
I
it
was
to the
gonna say,
OSS.
yeah.
My God. That would be,
Someplace where it'll still get a lot of use and
oh my
sexiness.
God, that actually isn't a bad plan.
It's a pretty good sofa.
Give it to Lawrence. There you go, Lawrence. We have a donation for you. A big white Italian leather couch.
He's like, God damn it, what am I going to do with
It
this?
used to be white. It's now more eggshell. It's more semen colored now.
Ecru.
Ecru.
What color is semen? I don't know.
I don't know.
It's slightly off-white, but...
It's slightly off-white. Yeah. Good times.
Yeah.
Any other final thoughts, advice, things that you want to say in our last little bit?
I don't think so. I think we've rambled on pretty good here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a short one for you guys. We apologize. But I'm tired and
It's been a sexy weekend. We've had so many good times.
my tongue's tired.
Yeah. Well, because Friday night we didn't go out. We stayed home and watched a movie on the couch because we got our new TV. So,
Yeah,
of course, we had to, break it in. And we had some really, it was one of those rare moments that early in the, I'm going to say quote unquote early in the night on a Friday night, you looked at me and said, hey, do you want to go to bed? And I wasn't really tired, but I was like, ooh, I think I know where this is going. So I said yes, and we went down to the bedroom, and we proceeded to have some very lovely sex. And you went down on me for quite a while there. And then
Yes.
Saturday, your tongue got quite a workout.
Yes.
And then the gentleman came over today,
Yes.
and there was quite a workout.
I was
by all
impressing
had.
people on Saturday with my deep throating skills as well.
Yeah,
I got deep throating skills. Mad skills.
it's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a lot of sexy
I
times
have
this weekend.
eaten so much pussy this weekend. It's great. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. I'm very proud of this. That, like, you know that thing that holds your tongue in your mouth and keeps it from flopping around?
Mm-hmm.
It's sore. It's sore. My tongue's sore. And honestly, what do I really want to do right now? I want to go down on you.
I was gonna say we should give it a rest, but I don't want to give it a rest.
No, I just like, all I'm thinking of is like, I really need her to sit on my face. That's what I need. That's what I need.
I'm okay with this.
Yay! So I'll wipe your seat off. Yeah. Yeah. So, all right, cool. Well then,
Let's go do that.
I love my podcast listeners, but fuck you guys. I'm gonna go eat some pussy.
Yeah.
So, if you want more advice on, I don't know, pussy eating, please feel free to message us on all of our social medias, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. We are at By the By Podcast. We also have emails, and we get bunches of emails. We've got emails that we still need to respond to, but pussy. And we have so many emails. I love that we have such a good network of people that that reach out to us and we can tap back. The atomsoflove@gmail.com. If you want to support us, find us on our Patreon page, bytheby.com. I'm sorry. That's funny. Patreon. We've now bought Patreon. Patreon.com/bytheby-podcast. Is there anything else?
If you want sexy, geeky toys, you can go to geekysextoys.com. And if you enter the coupon code By the By, you will get 5% off.
Yes.
So that's always exciting.
Yes. And they do ship worldwide.
Yes.
And we are, spoiler alert, already looking at what we're going to take to Mexico with us, because we like to give giveaways, and we've got some stuff that we're working on that's branded stuff. We took cum rags last year. We still got some cum rags. They go out to our Patreon supporters. We're looking at some other neat little nifty gifties.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty excited because I want to take some cool geeky sex toy stuff again, because we took a bunch of shit last year, and I want to take a bunch more. Yes,
we're definitely going to take some geeky sex toys with us to Desire, not just for use and for play, but also because one of the workshops that's done is a sex toy show and tell.
Yes.
And so it's always fun just to both bring our favorite toys and really interesting things and show people, but also then to see what other people have.
Yes.
And it's a really good kind of, I'm going to say, community building and just getting an idea as to what else may be out there, because some markets may have different things than what's necessarily available everywhere. So that's always a fun one, and we're definitely going to take some.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited, and I'm pretty excited to go back to our friends at Geeky Sex Toys and say, we love your stuff.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. We'll catch you next week, and
Thanks for listening.
Bye.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I'm Dylan Thomas, co-host of Life on the Swing Set, the podcast. We share our experiences in swinging, polyamory, and beyond. You're listening to a Swing Set Network podcast at swingset.fm.